Seabirds, welcome to another episode of THUNDERVISION. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Jason, and we're here with our late winter episode.
In this episode, we'll report on the recent Red Cross training.
We'll begin our coverage of the upcoming spring musical with a special interview with Mr. Coffin.
We'll check in with Danny B-roll for another movie review.
And we'll venture into the hallways and find out if Valentine's Day is valid.
Let's turn it over to Danny, who's in the gym.
Thanks, Chloe. We went to the gymnasium where Brian Frank and his team from Covert Investigations were teaching the students some Red Cross life-saving techniques.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself?
Sure, Brian Frank. I'm an instructor here, Red Cross instructor.
And we see that you're teaching these kids some life skills. Can you talk some more about that?
What we're doing is just more about awareness of certain life skills that are out there. So it's a 40-minute presentation on just going over AED, CPR, and some other techniques. And it's not a certification course, but we just want to make them aware of what's out there and the processes I would go through to try to help people.
While this training didn't lead to any Red Cross certification, nevertheless, it gave the Connectquo student body some basic skills they can use in case of an emergency. Thanks to Mr. Moran and the administration for setting this up. Back to you, Chloe.
Thanks, Danny. Now, Jason, you've been meeting with different club advisors this year, right?
That's right, Chloe. I wanted to report on some of the clubs that are either new or that fly under the radar. The club we're featuring in this episode is literally the club that works behind the scenes, Mr. Coffin's Production Tech Club. You are the advisor for both Production Tech Club and Stage Crew. What is the distinction between these two?
Really, Production Tech is kind of part of Stage Crew. It's encompassed in it. Stage Crew almost has like two aspects to it. We have the events that happen in the evening, such as concerts and academic awards nights and honor society inductions. And then we have productions. We do the fall and the spring play and the winter musical. And so the Production Tech end of things deals with the musicals and the plays, the technical aspects to them, the lighting, and running the shows.
You are the orchestra teacher here at the high school. How did you get involved with theater and production tech?
Being in the music department, I've always had some kind of role in the musicals, but going back to 2019 is when I got called on to be the sound advisor, and since then I've become stage crew and now production tech advisor this year, and I love that aspect of the theater.
What productions have you worked on over the years, and which was your favorite?
I think, well, again, this would be going back, I've been at the high school, I think, 16 years, so that would be a lot of productions. I think my favorite has to be Beauty and the Beast. That's the first one I ran sound for. It was a lot of fun to run sound for that one. We got to use the special effects through the board, and it was a great learning experience, too, for running the sound.
When does production tech meet, and how might prospective students get involved?
We meet, again, it's really under Stage Crew, so you join Stage Crew. During the beginning of the year, we meet once a week on Wednesday afternoons, but once we start rolling with shows, we're here every day till 4 or 5 o'clock, and sometimes even later. Anyone who's interested can come to the orchestra room during the day, check in with me, and we'll get you signed up.
Have you ever heard of a medieval rock group known as Blackmore's Night?
I have, and I've yet to see them in person.
We'll be following along as our spring musical, Pippin, is produced. Stay tuned for more interviews and some behind-the-scenes footage in our next episode.
And now, over to Danny B-roll with his Movie Minute.
What's up, guys? I'm Danny Biro, and this is Movie Minute. Allow me to take you to a dystopian cyberpunk future where almost anything goes. I'm talking about Akira, a Japanese animated movie from 1988. Akira is one of the greatest anime movies of all time. This movie centers around a bike gang as they make their way through Neo-Tokyo, a bombed-out post-nuclear version of Tokyo. The leader of the gang, Kaneda, tries to save his friend and fellow gang member Tetsuro from the Japanese government after it's revealed that he has supernatural powers. Little does Kaneda know, he will soon have to save Neo-Tokyo from Tetsuro and the godlike concept of Akira. This film is wonderfully animated and beautifully drawn. Now, a lot has changed in anime and manga over the last 35 years, but the animation style of Akira still holds up. Beyond the animation, the story holds up as well. Many critics and fans consider Akira to be the godfather of anime and one of the most influential anime films of all time. In fact, even if you haven't seen Akira, you've no doubt seen the references from the movie, including the iconic Akira slide from music videos, TV shows, movies, video games, and even other animated movies. If you're a fan of Stranger Things, The Matrix, and Kill Bill, you will love Akira. It's streaming right now on Hulu, subbed and dubbed, so pick your poison. It's one of the greatest movies of all time, and everyone should at least see it once. Viewer discretion is advised, however. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks, Danny. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Chloe, I gotta ask, Is there anything on your mind lately?
Always.
What's Chloe thinking about?
Today, we're talking about Birkenstocks. I don't understand the hype about Birkenstocks. I see a lot of kids and teachers here wearing them. To me, they look like medieval baker shoes. Look at them. Like, be for real. And then look at these. And they're like $150 to $200. Tell me they don't look the same. Look at them and look at them. Try to tell me that these ones don't look like pilgrim shoes. And they're $600. You're spending $600 to look like a pilgrim? Be for real. There's no way you got bread like that. I mean, unless you're actually a medieval baker wearing those shoes, I guess. Some people will say they're comfortable, and I don't care. You can still be comfortable and not look like you're wearing potatoes on your feet. Now don't get me wrong, if I see you wearing these, that's fine, wear whatever you would like to wear. But personally me, I'm gonna stick to wearing shoes that are in my century. And that's...
So Chloe, I think it's safe to say you're not going to be buying some Birks this spring. Okay, over to Danny, who went in search of an answer to the age-old question, is Valentine's Day valid?
Do you think Valentine's Day is a valid holiday?
Yeah, I do.
And why?
That's because, well, I mean, you're always spending time with your loved ones, but I feel like it's nice to have like a day to like really show appreciation, and it's just like overall like really fun. You know, even if you don't have a Valentine, you still have like friends, and you know, it's good to always celebrate those relationships that you have in your life.
Yes.
All right, and why so?
I think even if you don't have a Valentine, it's still like a lot of fun. You know, you can celebrate with your friends.
All
It's
right.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it is. When I was growing up, my mom always had the place decorated for Valentine's Day. She always gave my sister and I some presents. And when I went to elementary school, the teachers had little cards for us, little pieces of candy or Hershey Kisses. So I always considered it something that everyone celebrated.
To be in fact, no.
Why not?
Because if you really love someone, you're going to show your love every day, not just on Valentine's Day.
I do because, you know, if you really love your loved one, then, you know, Valentine's Day is really going to bring it out. You're going to show your true love.
What about you, Jay? Do you think Valentine's Day is valid?
I think it's pretty valid, yeah, I'd say.
Thanks for joining us this month. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Until then, I'm Jason,
And I'm Chloe.
and we're
THUNDERVISION.
THUNDERVISION.